Hello there and welcome back into the Direct Selling Accelerator podcast. My name is Sam Hind. I'm your host and today I'm super excited to talk to you about some of the changes and updates that are coming to Instagram. Now, we know that this platform has been changing significantly over the last little period of time. In fact, if you are an Instagram user, I would say that this has probably been the greatest period of change and adaptation to the platform that has been seen since its inception. And the reason I say this is because we are watching Instagram adapt insanely quickly to not only the changes that are going on out there right now and trying to become the platform that it feels it needs to be, but I have never seen this platform compete so heavily with other platforms. And if you're an Instagram user right now, you know I'm talking about our platform friend TikTok, which of course Instagram has been competing with quite openly for quite a long time. So what I want to do today is I'm going to give you 5 key changes that we have heard about that are going on behind the scenes right now that you may start to see rolling out over the next little period of time. And some of these are really exciting. Some of them I think are going to get tested and potentially may not see the light of day, but it's good to know what they're playing with. I think a lot of these changes give us insight into the direction that the platform is going as well. And as you probably have noticed, Facebook and Instagram both being owned by Meta, anything that works out on one platform, there tends to be some kind of a follow through for the other. So it's good to know what's going on, right? So let's have a little bit of a chat right now about some of these changes. Let's dive on in. I'm going to make this a really quick episode for you. So if any of these are things that you think, I want to watch out for that, grab your pen and paper and get ready, right? Let's dive on in. Okay, number one of the things that we've heard is currently in testing is the testing of multiple links in bio. Now, for those of you that are not avid Instagram users, you may or may not be aware that unlike Facebook, you can't simply share a link on every post. So if you're sharing a favorite product or a website or something like that you want to direct people to, on Instagram, you can't simply post a link to go with that. You only have one link. And that link is located in your bio, which is your description about your profile. Now, there are a few things that you can do with that and have been for a long time in order to make your link in your bio relate to your post. There are some great little add-on tools you can use like the link in bio tool, which will actually allow you to have that link changed to reflect the post you've just put up. Now, these are add-on features and they require a little bit of setting up, but they're fairly easy to use and they allow you, when you put a post up on your main feed or on your Instagram grid, to share a link to relate to that post. Now, it's a little bit trickier than Facebook because you can't simply put it in the caption with the post. It doesn't work that way, but Instagram have announced that they are testing multiple links in bio, which means that in that little description about you, you will be able to list several links. So you could list a link to another social media platform or a website or a shop or, an affiliate that you might be attached to. So this is going to be something that they're playing with to see where this goes. It's currently being tested on a very select group of people, and I think this will be a very interesting one. It's probably been one of those frustrating things for a long time, I think, that you can't simply share a link in your caption that's clickable. But I'm really glad to see that Instagram are looking at ways to allow people to promote a little bit more. And this goes with the next change. And I think this is where the testing is coming in. This is just, Sam speaking Sam's mind here. And this is, I think that they are playing with some changes to go along with one of the announcements that they've made, which is that they are getting rid of, according to inside sources, the Instagram shop. So this is also going along with the removal of Facebook Live shopping. So this means that the shop tab that you've previously been able to use. So Instagram Shop will be removed, but not entirely. They've said that they're going to replace it with something called Tab Lite, which is a simpler and less personalized version of the shop feature. This is I guess the speculation here is that the shop feature hasn't been as successful as Instagram had hoped. And so, again, I think there's a lot of movement towards making Instagram and Facebook, for that matter, more personalized and less promotional. They're really trying to make this more about conversation and relationship, which I think is a really good thing to steer people away from that constant need to be selling. But by the same token, that's also going to create some challenges for those of you that are using Instagram to grow your business. Particularly the influencers out there, I think, are going to really struggle with this one, because potentially it's going to make it harder for them to have products available for purchase in a post that they can simply click on and buy. So this is going to be interesting to see where this goes. Again, this goes along with the removal of Facebook Live Shopping. This is all at the moment speculation. This is talk behind the scenes. So watch this space, because like with anything else, Facebook and Instagram reserve the right to change their mind at any moment, which takes me to the TikTok thing. So I want to talk a little bit about the fact that Instagram and the changes that we're seeing at the moment, a result of its backtracking from the movement towards becoming more of a TikTok, a TikTok-like platform. Everyone would have noticed their feed significantly changed around 6 months ago. And very quickly, Instagram realized, Adam Mosseri made the announcement that, you know what, we're undoing all the changes because we get that people don't like them. So you will have noticed, even if you're not a TikTok user, that Instagram made some big changes to the way that your feed was laid out, what was recommended for you, et cetera, and the way that the videos were appearing in Instagram, all of that changed. So they've moved right away from that and said, okay, we're going to backtrack a little, but they're still looking at ways that they can improve the platform and continue competing with TikTok. So again, we're seeing a huge movement towards Reels, that short form video content. So although they've changed the feedback, still I'm just going to really urge you, if you're an Instagram user, you're going to be in a much better position on Instagram to be seen by more people if in fact you are using those features that it's really trying to push. So that means video content, Reels. Get in there and play with that stuff, guys, because this is what they're prioritizing right now, and that is not going away anytime soon. So let's talk a little bit about Reels again for a second, because this is where the next change I want to talk about comes into play, and that is in relation to tags or hashtags. So they are also going to be adding in the ability, and some of you may already have this, to add a topic hashtag to your Reels. Now, the reason that they're doing this is because they want to help connect you with more people that share your interests. But Adam Mosseri came out and made a really big point around about 3 months ago now to say that hashtags do not, I repeat, do not improve your reach. So this has come from the head of Instagram himself saying, guys, hashtags are not going to improve your reach. What they will do is help us understand what your post is about so we can help show your content to more like-minded individuals, help connect you with more people that share your interests. So from a hashtag strategy, this means we really need to think about why we're doing things the way that we are, meaning hashtags need to be relevant to your post. It's really critical that you think to yourself, what is this post about and what hashtags can I use that relate to my post? This is very important, because if Instagram don't know what your post is about, number one, they're not going to show it to the right people, but also it's potentially going to work against you. I'm still seeing a lot of people using the same hashtag group on every single post, or people using hashtag groups that I can see are very generalized and don't really indicate to Instagram or followers what this post is actually about. So if you're going to put up a post about, your beautiful picture of the ocean, for example, Put some hashtags in there that relate to that picture. Don't simply say inspired, boss lady, mumpreneur, motivated. You need to have a few posts in there, a few hashtags, in there that relate to the post itself that are going to draw more people in that actually want to see that image or the post content. So really think to yourself, what am I using this post for? What is my strategy? What do I actually want? What sort of people do I want to connect with me? That's your core question here is, what sort of people do I want to be looking at this? Because when you think about that question, you're going to be more likely to put hashtags in that are going to pull those right people in towards you. So just think to yourself, what sort of people do I want looking at this post? How am I going to attract them? And the best way to figure that out is always to look at other posts that relate to you and your audience and have a look at what popular hashtags are being used out there. Write them down, put them in a notes tab in your phone. And then just grab the ones that are relevant for you. Of course, if you're using Auxano Social, you can save hashtag groups in there, which saves you a ton of time and it will make life so much easier. So, of course, if you're an Auxano Social user, go in and do that. If you're wanting, by the way, I probably should mention, we've had so many people asking us, how do I join Auxano Social? If you want to know more about Auxano Social, we'll put a link in the show notes of this episode for you. About 3 months ago, we launched a brand new scheduling platform that we'd created along with our friends at Multibrain. You may have remembered an episode we did with the amazing Scott Kramer, and we've put together a platform designed for this industry, for direct sellers, that allows you to schedule content to all of your platforms. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, everything. But it will also give you some really powerful tools to use as well to help you, such as the ability to create hashtag groups. We've got over 15,000 pieces of ready-made content in there that you can use. And it's connected and partnered with Canva. So you can actually use Canva within the program to create your content and schedule it directly to your platform. That's just to name a few of the amazing features of this awesome new platform. So if you want to check that out, make sure that you click on the show notes to grab a little bit more information about Auxano Social. We'd love for you to jump in and try it out. So all of that being said, let's move on to the next change. So we've talked about testing multiple links in bio. We've talked about the topic hashtag that's being added to Reels to help you connect with more people that are interested in the same things as you. We've talked about how Adam Mosseri has announced that hashtags will not improve your reach, but it will help you connect with more like-minded individuals. And the fact that they've backtracked on that whole movement towards TikTok, but they are still bringing in features to compete with the platform. So all of those things we've talked about. And we've talked about the fact that the Instagram shop is reported to be disappearing. There's two more things I want to quickly mention to you. The first of those is actually something that I am shocked has taken them this long to do. This is being very slowly rolled out right now, but I'm so happy to see that it is. And this is a repost feature that they are testing right now with a very select group of users, which goes along with the share concept on Facebook. So it allows you to repost a post that you like the look of on Instagram. Now, you can do this with stories right now and Reels, but you haven't been able to do it with your main feed. So this is something that I really think is going to be both a good and a bad thing. I say a good thing because, we love it when our content is reshared. It increases the potential reach, right? But the thing that I see being a little bit of a danger zone is it's very easy to just continue sharing other people's content instead of making your own. This is one of the issues we see on Facebook a lot. So where I think this is potentially going to be something that we need to be a little bit careful of is not falling into the trap on our business pages or on our on our professional profiles or our personal profiles, not simply sharing other people's content all of the time. However, if you do a really great piece of content, this is going to allow you the ability to have your content shared. And of course, if you see something that you know your audience is going to love, then you might be able to grab that and share it in a way that is legal and correct rather than copying somebody else's content. So you're sort of endorsing their content, if you like. So that's an interesting one. Note that this is not currently available to everybody. And like everything with Instagram and Facebook, when they make a change, it rolls out slowly over time. So it's not a matter of bang, everybody has it. They roll it out and they test it as it goes. They're actually testing on you, which is why these features happen slowly. They want to see, what do people think? Is this working? Is this improving our user experience? And then when they decide that something sticks, then that's when everybody receives it. So just be aware that with these things, you may actually receive it well before anybody else. There's usually no rhyme or reason to who gets what. And so, that's an interesting one to pay attention to as well. All right. The very last one I've got for you, like I said, this is going to be a nice quick episode for you. And I love to talk updates, but the one thing about updates is in a month, this could all be different. And some of these things I'm speaking to you about right now may never see the light of day. On top of that, some of these things may in fact roll out very differently to the way that they're currently being reported to roll out. So I want you to kind of take these changes as just a little note in the back of your mind, just to watch out for some of these things. They're not all guaranteed. But again, I like you to be informed. And I think it's really important that we stay informed so that when these things happen, we're kind of prepared to jump on board and utilize features rather than be shocked and surprised and frustrated and then have to kind of adapt, particularly if any of these features are features that you've been actively using in your business. I want you to be mindful that with everything you do on social media, you've also got to think to yourself, if that changed, if that disappeared, how else am I going to do it? So you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. For example, if you're completely reliant on the Instagram shop right now, then these updates should remind you that you need to have some other ways to sell to people online. Or alternatively, you need to come up with some other solutions for your business. So just be a little bit careful with that, with all of these things. Again, I've seen people get caught many times where their business is solely reliant on certain features on social media. And when those features disappear, we've seen this happen again and again, they're in big trouble because now they have to scramble to react rather than be proactive. So my giving you these updates is not to say all of this stuff is guaranteed. It's to say, let's be proactive. Let's think ahead. Let's plan for our business, plan for our following, and plan for our content. And get ready for when we might see any of these changes happen for us. Now, the very last one I think is actually a bit of a funny one here. I had a real giggle when I saw this, and I'm not sure. I really don't know if this one's going to stick, but man, oh man, did it give me a little flashback, and I know it will for you too. If you remember MySpace, and I know that some of you are like, oh yes. Now, when you went to MySpace and you had your MySpace profile, you had music that you could choose that people would hear when they went to your profile, right? Well, Instagram is talking about adding a song to your profile, which means that when someone goes to your profile, they'll be able to hear a selected song that you've chosen as they're scrolling through your feed. I think this is creative. I think it's fun. I don't know if this is going to be something that sticks, but it really did take me to a little bit of a MySpace flashback there. So I thought it was a really good one to end on. I thought it was a bit of a creative, fun one to watch out for, and definitely a feature I highly recommend. Of course, if you do see it come into your feed and you have the ability to do this, play with it. Why not? Again, you're always going to be prioritized if you use Facebook and Instagram's newest features. They really do like to see that happen. So that's it for me today for our little Instagram updates episode. We've got much more to come, guys. There are so many changes coming, both to Instagram, Facebook, and to some other platforms. So we might have some fun telling you about some of those over the next few months. But I wanted to jump in here this week and just share a few of these with you. I hope that this has been interesting, fun, helpful for you. And don't forget to connect with us. We've got some really great places that you can connect with us, learn with us, and do more with us. Of course, I've mentioned today Auxano Social, which is a platform we've created to help you in your business. But in addition to that, we also have a free Facebook group called Social Media for Direct Sellers with Greg and Sam. Within that group, we do some great training in there. We do some support for you as well. And we've got an amazing community. It's completely free, and we would love for you, if you haven't yet joined that community, to jump on in and be a part of that with us. In addition, of course, from time to time, we do open up the opportunity to join our memberships as well. So depending on when you're listening to this episode, what I suggest that you do is if you want to know more about our memberships and you're not currently involved, you want to do some more learning with us, you want to know what's available, send an email to our beautiful Rachel at grow@auxano.global. That's grow@auxano.global. We would love to hear from you there. We'd love to get your feedback as well about the podcast or any topics that you'd love to hear us discussing on here. If you've got suggestions or guests that you think would be great for us to have, we always love to hear from you. So please don't hesitate to reach out. And last but not least, make sure that you're following us, of course, on Facebook and Instagram. We'll put all of these in the show notes for you. Or you can follow us as well on Instagram, either me, which is Sam Hind Digital Coach, or you can follow our business page. So we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to connect with you. The main thing from me right now, though, is look after yourself. Have an amazing week. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you on the podcast again next week. That's it from me. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us in this episode of the Direct Selling Accelerator podcast. If you love listening and you found that this was helpful for your direct selling business, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also check out the recommended video that's popped up on your screen right here. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.